This video tutorial describes steps required before replacing a chain drive with a Synchrochain Carbon. Thanks to Don Belick for sharing his knowledge with the sales team. You need to find out the horsepower rating of the current chain. To do so, you will need the chain size, the number of teeth for the smaller sprocket, and the RPM for the smaller sprocket. According to the initial parameters, the smaller sprocket RPM can be calculated by dividing the motor RPM by the reducer ratio. In this case, the motor RPM is 1750 and the reducer ratio is 11.4, which lead us to a RPM of 153. Since the driver to the driven ratio is 1, then the driven RPM will also be 153. If you take the 160 chart for a 17 teeth sprocket at 153 RPM, you will get 56.3 HP. Since the chain horsepower rating is higher than the motor HP, then you will take 56.3 as the power input in Maximizer Pro. Driver RPM has been calculated previously at 153. Same RPM for the driven side. So now we have all the required parameters to run a Maximizer Pro analysis. Open a Maximizer Pro session, select the option 2, New Drive Design User Generated Solutions, and hit the Next button. In the gray area, choose Synchrochain Carbon 14mm pitch and hit the Next button. First of all, uncheck the Electric Motor Standard option. Set the horsepower load to 56.3. Set the driver RPM to 153. Set the driven RPM to 153 as well. Set the center distance to 71.25. Just leave the service factor at 1.7. Keep in mind that potential drives list will be limited to solution with a service factor higher or equal to the one specified. Set the driver shaft size accordingly. Set the driven shaft size accordingly too. Hit the Next button to generate a selection of potential drives. From the list, choose the drive that will better suit customer needs. Choose the closest center distance with a service factor of 2.0 or above and similar diameters for sprockets. Hope this video tutorial helped you for future requests. Thanks again to Don Belick for sharing his experience.